and let's just go around the room and tell me what your successes are for this week, and any questions or roadblocks that you have. Who wants to start?
I can start if nobody else is.
Yeah.
So I blurbed away. Blurbing was fun. So that was good. I found a header, whatever you want to call it, for my website that I really, really like. And that was exciting because I was okay with the other one, but it was really fun to find something I really liked. So still working around, some of that front end stuff with that. But yeah, blurbs, like the blurbs.
Great.
Just need some content now to go under them. So.
Oh, yeah. Details.
Details, right.
Okay, who's next?
I will.
Okay.
I had it was a rough one for me. I was really, really busy, and so I didn't get a lot of time to work on it. And then when I did, I went completely blank and couldn't remember anything. So it was like, I felt like I had to start from the beginning. So I did. So that was it.
Right. But you didn't give up.
No, I felt like it a couple times, but then I said no, and I laid hands on my head, and I said, "You will get this in Jesus' name."
Yes. Good deal. Okay. Good. Pamela.
Okay, let me unmute. So I did some blurbs. That was a lot of fun. I agree with Heidi. And I worked on a few more pages, just kind of getting some ideas. And then as I was working with some pages and as I had some calls this week from some people, I came up with a few ideas for some new packages and things to offer. So that was kind of exciting. So yeah, so I'm thinking of this like State of the Union marriage checkup where they can kind of do a 2-session thing once a year and kind of like your visioning for the year with your marriage and stuff. But anyway, some other things, but it gave me some ideas. And so, just kind of was trying to lay out some pages and things like that. But yeah, the blurbs were really fun. And I like that it gave it, it kind of gives it a really consistent look throughout your site. When you can use that little template already, like here's the blurb, here's the call to action button, here's, whatever it is, like it just gives it a consistent, I guess, kind of brand and feel. So I really like it.
Good. Yeah. The more things are consistent across the site, the more comfortable somebody feels.
Right. And the question that Mary Lou had asked this morning or yesterday about I think it was this morning, about how to recreate a page.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go over that.
And I really like that too, because on my packages and different things, I was able to use the same template over and over. So they all have the same feel and the same look. And like you're saying, I think it just kind of, it is really nice to just kind of have that same consistent, okay, this is the same. I understand what this is. And it just kind of gives it that brand, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, this Divi is wonderful. I love it.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. Well, and so back to what you were saying, if you go to a website and you do the home page and you go to another page and it's just totally different. I mean, the interface is kind of different and all of that. It just gives you kind of like an unsettled feeling, like,
right,
who is this really? And
right.
That thing. So
yeah, I'm trying to pick just the same kind of colors throughout. So it's just the same couple of main colors. And even though every page is different, I've kind of got, there's still somewhat of a similar pattern, that you see on a lot of the pages. And even the pictures, there's some images that I found that are just beautiful images, but I want them to have a certain look and feel so they all kind of blend together with every page. There's this one I found that I just love, but the color is so off of what everything else is, even though it would have been an ideal picture. I thought, that's really not, it's just going to stand out as, similar. Oh, wow, what's this? So, all of that, just kind of pulling it together, but it kind of gives it that cohesive feel.
So there are some tools that you might be able to use to adjust the colors to make them a little more consistent too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Miss Mindy, how are you doing today?
I am wonderful. I have been doing the blurb thing too, and at times moving along more smoothly than others, but overall feeling very good about it. And I think one of my biggest wins this week is I went on my other website and I modified some pages on there and actually modified the menu, the toolbar. And I like jumped on there, and in 2 minutes I made 4 significant changes. And then I got off and I'm like, wow, I just felt all pro about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that site's not Divi, right?
It's not yet, but it may be.
Right.
But still,
So
I think the comfort of working in this class and just getting on and off, it's building my confidence to do other things elsewhere.
right. And a lot of the things that we're learning are not specific to Divi, but they're WordPress things, like
Right.
with the menus.
Right.
That is very exciting. I'm just proud of all of you. That's great. So today we're going to talk about options for putting images on your pages. And we're going to learn how to do some just minor photo editing inside of WordPress. It gives us a few tools. And then we're going to do the page duplication thing. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Yeah. Or share it, as the case. Let's see, which one do I want? How about that one? Maybe I can share just that one window so it doesn't look so terrible. Can you see my Divi pages? Yes? Okay, good. All right. Before we start, I want to just show you a success story. One of my former students, whom you might know, Jessica Fall, jessicafall.com, has been working on her Divi website. And it just went live yesterday. So she has her logo up here and also on her banner. It's a little fuzzy, but we're working on that. And she's got her menu. She's got her color scheme going. She's got her blurbs. And how do you like that? Isn't that pretty?
It's very pretty.
Yeah. So we were pleased with the way that turned out. She's on the Professional Christian Coaching Today podcast that went live this morning, and there's a link to her website. So it's that deadline thing, makes you work. All right, so we're going to work with images. So I have a page set up that has 2 images on it. So we have this first image up here, and we have text next to it. And then down here we have the same image with the same text next to it. And what differences can you see between the 2 sections?
On the first one, the top one, there's space between the image and the text. And on the second one, the text lines right up to the image.
Okay.
And
What else?
it's really light. It's hard for me to see it.
Sorry.
The bottom one is wrapped around the text.
Right.
And then this may just be a visual perception thing, but the bottom image looks longer, not as wide, but it's probably just the perception of how.
It is a little bit, the image is a little bit smaller in this one.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we have 2 ways of adding images to our pages. In the top row, this is one section. It's set up in 2 columns. the first column is text and the second column is an image module. So it's 2/3 and 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
In the bottom section, it's all just a text box, okay, with the image added in. So I'm going to go to edit the page, and you can see we have the text and we have the image, and then the second one is just text. So because the first one has the text in one and the image next to it, the text here can't wrap over around underneath the image. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In this next one, visual editor, we have the text and then the image was added next to it. And if we know some code, we can do a little bit of working to split those out so there's a little more space between them. It's not something that you can just do in the editor. You would have to know some code to put some margin around the image. But the nice thing is that the text wraps below the image. So if you have text that's bigger than the image itself, then you would want to use this. Just a text image where you add media. Any questions on that part? Okay. If we look at this one, we're going to look at the image. You just upload an image and you either drag it over into your media center, or if it's already there, you just click on it. And then you have some, excuse me, you have some options. And one of the options is that you can open it in a light box. So I'm going to go back outside and show you what that means. On this one, there's no link. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it doesn't change. So if I click on that, nothing's going to happen. I could right click and open it in a new window if I wanted to. Or I could even set it so that it would open itself if I clicked on it. With this one up here, if I mouse over it, it changes. There's an overlay and there's a little icon. And when I click that little icon, the image pops out. That's called a light box. So if you had something like an infographic on your website that was really small when you looked at it, if you had loaded it full size, if it was a large image, and you had it set to be visible with a light box, then that would open up so that people could actually see what was on your infographic. Any questions about that or when you might use it? Nope? Okay. So we're going to go back inside and we're going to look at this light box idea and some of the editing options with that. So first of all, we could have, yes, we could have it open in a light box, or no light box. And the default is no. So if you want it to open in a light box, you have to change this to yes. And when you do that, then you can set a couple of things. You can set the background. And I think that's what overlays, but I'm not sure, so let's check. So let's make it green. Save and exit. Update. And update out here. Nope, that was not what that was. So I wonder if I don't know where the green went. Don't you hate it when that happens? Let's take that green off. We don't want green anyway. We'll just make it back there to white. But if you go up to the design options, now you can do all sorts of things. So you can put an image overlay. You can select the overlay color. Let's go ahead and select that green. I think it's the hover overlay color. Let's choose the custom green in that and get rid of this one. Clear. Okay. All right. So we have the hover overlay color, and now we can choose an icon. So maybe, you know, I chose the magnifying glass with the plus before. I'll just choose the key so we can change the, so we can see the change. And then we have some different options, forceful width and custom margins and borders and border styles. So actually we could do a border on our image. Let's see, border width. Well, we've got a border around that picture. So let's change that. Not that we necessarily would want to do it, but just so that we can see what our options are. You can put a shadow around the box, and you can change how transparent the shadow looks or how, you know, how crisp it is. You can change the horizontal position of it or the vertical position. You know, whether it's an outer shadow or an inner shadow. And then there's animation. So I've got none marked for that. So let's see what chaos we've created outside. Refresh that page. Okay, now can you see the purple border around the picture? We put that on there. And we've got the green that shows up when you mouse over it, and we've got the little key. And then when we open it up, we've just got the image. Any questions about that? It's just a matter of playing with it, really.
What did you say the idea of the overlay color was for?
It's just to make it show up. So if you have a theme color,
Mm-hmm.
you can you know, you can make it that theme color or not.
I think too it helps the, I'll say, consumer to know that if you click on it, there's going to be something happening too.
Yes, right. Yeah. So some of the times that someone might want to use this is if they have different products on a page. You've probably gone to sites that have, you know, rows of products, and when you click one of them, it pops out in a light box. Okay, any questions about all of that? Did we talk about where to get Greeked text, this lorem ipsum stuff? Can't remember whether I did it with you guys or somebody else. I don't think so. Okay. So sometimes it's helpful when you're setting up a page to have fake content to put in just so you can see what it looks like. And there is a site. It's called Lipsum, LIPSUM.com. And it gives you lorem ipsum, that's what it's called. It's it's called Greek text because it looks like Greek. It says it's simply dummy text of the printing and typesetting industry. It's the standard since the 1500s. People have been using this stuff. It's not real Greek, but it just looks like it.
It's Latin, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's Latin, right?
Cool.
I get those two confused a lot. So down in this area right here, you can generate what you want. You can generate just words or lists, bulleted lists to see what that looks like, you know, with your formatting. I just leave it on paragraphs and I say generate lorem ipsum, and it gives me 5 paragraphs of text, and I can just, you know, copy and paste whatever I want out of there. So if I just want a couple of sentences, I could just do that much, or, you know, a short paragraph, I could do this. There are also some fake text things that you can, gosh, it's been years that I just remembered, like for foodies or for colors or for, you know, whatever, you can search. Let's see if we can find one of those. Let's see. Food. Food lorem generators. Okay, so veggie ipsum, bacon ipsum, or let's do cupcakes. 5 medium paragraphs, and it says topping pudding sweet roll, icing cupcakes, chocolate bar, jujubes, apple pie, Tootsie Roll, ice cream, cookie, muffins, Havala tart, apple pie. You know, it's got all those different things. So if we went back and did, see if we can get bacon. My little bar is in the way. Because everybody loves bacon, right? All meat or meat and filler. Ugh. Let's do meat. Oh, and make it spicy. There we go. No, let's not do make it spicy. I don't know what that is, but we might not want to see it.
Right.
Okay, so, you know, it's just weird. You know, it's fake text, but it's got bacon words in it.
Pork chops.
Spare ribs, pork belly, drumstick. You know, it's just cow.
The thing is, if you that, and then they're like, "What?" The clients are like, "Why is she talking about pork chops?"
Right. So that's fun. But we don't need that, and we don't need cupcakes. All right, so any questions on the 2 types of ways that you can use images and when you might want to use them? Nope. All right, so let's talk about how to edit some images inside of WordPress. So I have this large image on my about page, but let's suppose that I needed an image that was really just a headshot kind of thing. That's really all I had room for. I can edit that image inside of WordPress. So I'm going to go to my media library. And there it is. And I think what I need to do is upload it again because I don't want to wreck that one. So save image as.
There was an option there to copy it as well.
Is there?
When you were mousing over it? Whatever you had clicked to. Yeah, it says copy image.
Yeah. I think that's just copying it to the clipboard. It's not making a duplicate of it in here, in Word.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to do sample. And I'm going to save it in my downloads, save. And then I'm going to just X out of this. My people are in the way. And then I'm just going to drag it over from my downloads. Okay, so now I have a copy of that, right? And we can edit our pictures. We can change the size of them, and we can change several things with it. So let me go ahead and click Edit Image down at the bottom. So there's the image, and I can do a mirror vertically. I can do a mirror horizontally. So now I'm upside down. That's always fun. I can turn it if it's the wrong way. I can turn it. I could turn it back, and so on. I can also crop it, and there's a little crop button over here, but it doesn't do anything. It's grayed out. Let me see if I can make my screen bigger. Okay, can you see it better now? All right. So over on the right side are the pieces of information about the image. So my image is 600 by 900. That's the actual image size. If I want to crop it so that it's a square, I would want to make the aspect ratio 1:1. That makes sense so far? Okay, so that the height and the width are the same. So then I come over here and I'm going to click on the image and drag, but it's not constrained.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna escape out of that. Oops. Let's put our 1:1 back in. But if I hold the Shift key, it will hold that proportion. So I'm going to click in here and hold my Shift key down on the keyboard. And now can you see it constrains it to a square. And it's not exactly where I wanted it because I kind of wanted all of my hair in there. But I can move it around. Once I turn loose of the Shift key, I can click it and drag it around. Now the little crop button is active, and now that I've chosen an area, I can click that crop button, and now my image is cropped. Over here in the sidebar, I can say what to apply it to. All image sizes, thumbnail, or all sizes except the thumbnail. The reason that it gives me that option is because the thumbnail is square by default, but you can see that it picks its square out of the center of the image.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's cutting off different things. You might have a picture that is square and you want to change it so that it's not square. You just want a section of it. Then you would choose all sizes except the thumbnail to make that change to, because you would want to keep the thumbnail square. So I'm just going to say all image sizes, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. And so now the image that's titled Susan Fleming Sample is now 522 by 522 instead of 600 by 900.
Mm-hmm.
And I could pick that image and use it, you know, wherever I wanted to. Is that making sense? Okay. All right. Let's save this because I want to show you something else that's outside of WordPress. So let's copy, save image as, and let's just save that as that sample again. Save, replace. Okay, so now my image that is in my downloads folder is the square one. Sometimes it's important to crop the background out of pictures. Did we talk about using PowerPoint for that in this class?
We touched on it a little bit.
Did
you
we
showed us an example.
Did we do it? Okay, so we don't need to.
But we didn't talk about specifically how to take the background out. Just only some minor edits and
Like
Okay.
how to make a circle or something.
Right, okay. All right, so we're going to use this picture, and it's not real good because it's got, you know, earrings and hair fuzzies and stuff like that, but it'll be good enough for our for what we're going to do. So let me X out of this because that's huge and we don't need that. Let me open up PowerPoint. And I'll just choose that blank one. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these text boxes. And I'm going to bring that square image in here.
Susan, I still am only seeing the dashboard that says media for
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me stop share for a minute because when I shared, who's got a chat? Okay. I didn't share everything. I just shared that one screen. Thank you for pointing that out, Mindy. All right. So can you see PowerPoint now? Okay. So, you know, had I thought about this in advance, I would have picked something other than my mugshot. But there you have it. Okay. So normally, this is the layout for PowerPoint, but when you click on an image, and I'm on a Mac, so if you're on a PC, your PowerPoint interface may look a little different, but you should be able to find the same functionality. So when I click that image, it brings up my format picture options, and I can do all sorts of things. I can add frames to it. I can, you know, I can skew it and all sorts of things, but let's not. Okay. Over here, there's a section that says remove background. When I click on that, it looks at the picture and it says, I think I know what you want. I think you want that part. And
some purple lipstick.
Interesting lipstick, yes. When I move my mouse around on this part of the image, can you see the little circle that's below the thing? It changes. So when it changes to red, that says, no, I don't really want that. And if I click that, it would go away. If I move it over the purple part, it changes to a green plus, and it says, yes, add that. So let's go ahead and add my lipstick in. So there we got the lips. And then what we want to do is increase the box so that it gets like the whole person thing. And, you know, now it says, okay, I see. That's, you know, that's like a whole person. There's some places down here that need to be added in. That needs to be added in. And that needs to be added in. And this area needs to be added in. Okay. So now when I think I hit enter, hard to know. Here you go.
Nice.
Bam. It's gone.
And Susan, this is a really probably goofball question, but what was the very, very first thing you did to actually get the picture to show up?
I clicked it from my folder and dragged it in.
Okay.
I could have done, place picture or, and then searched for it and that sort of thing. If I can click and drag, I'm going to click and drag.
Okay. I wasn't sure when we were seeing one screen and the other if I missed a part or whatever. So perfect.
Okay. How fun is that?
Susan, if it's not too much trouble, can you say if you can't click and drag because I seem to be click and drag impaired?
Yep.
If you don't do that, what's the option?
I'll show you. So let's add a new slide and let's get rid of these text boxes. So we're going to add an image here, and there are some options up here at the top on the toolbar. So there's a range and media and shape and picture, and there's also text. So I'm going to click on picture. It says insert a picture or clip art, and I can go to my photo browser or I can pick a picture from file. So that's what I would do, is pick a picture from the file. And what do I have in Google clip art? That's not helpful. Photos, tulips. Oh, let's pick these tulips. That looks like fun. So I've got the tulips, so I'm just going to click insert. And there they are. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. And then we would do the same thing. If we wanted to cut all the rest of the stuff out around the tulips, this is going to be a little more difficult, but we would do exactly the same thing. We would click on the image to highlight it, and then we would go to remove background. And it's doing a pretty good job of it. If I just pull this part down here, it's going to get the rest of that. And then if I pull this one up over here, and maybe this one out just a little bit. So it did a pretty good job. It left a little bit of this camera, or this calendar over here. If I click on it, see it's got the red minus circle. If I click on that, I don't know whether it'll pick that up or not and get rid of it. Yep, it did. And there's a little piece in here. And there's a little piece over here. Got most of it. Okay. And so if we hit enter, voila.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is cool.
Yeah, well, obviously we've got a little, we're gonna have a little leak over here. So we might want to just undo. Yeah, see, we've got some over here. So if I click that, it'll add that back in. And it's a little ragged along here, but you know, overall, you've got the concept of how it works. What do you think about that?
Really nice. It beats the days of Photoshop when I used to have to take the little cursor and do the lines, and then
my gosh, yeah, right, the eraser with the cursor.
Right.
Yeah.
That took forever.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's talk about duplicating pages. Let's just close PowerPoint. Oh, one other thing. So now you've got it in PowerPoint. The question is, how do I get it to my website? Yeah. So if you right-click on the tulips, you can tell it to save it as a picture. And right now it's saving it as a PNG, which should be transparent background, but I think because this background on here is white, it's going to be a white background. And I'm going to say tulips, and we're going to save it in the downloads. And then we're going to look in our downloads, and there we go. We got our tulips.
Nice.
What fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to get rid of that. Don't save. And we're going to come back and look at our pages. And let's just do that. Come on, pages. Let's just do that image one. So Mary Lou was saying she'd created, I think, maybe a product. This might not have to be quite as large. Okay. And she wanted to just duplicate that page. Some WordPress interfaces, remember at the very beginning I said that some hosting providers, their WordPress interface is a little bit different. So on some hosting providers, you might have an option not just to create a new page or whatever, or view it, but you might have an option to copy it. And that's nice, but not all of them have that. Most of them don't. And I'm not sure which one it is that does. I've seen it on a couple of them, but I've never seen it on ones that I work with all the time. So here's what you do. You say, I want to save this whole layout to the library. So we have the option of saving the whole page to the library, or we can like do this row right here. If I right click on it, I can save it to the library. So I could use that row again. If I had a row that had like a button, say I was going to have a program that I wanted to offer and I wanted it to show on several pages, so I could just copy that thing to the library. If I have a image module set up with exactly the way I want it, with the overlay color and the icon and the blah blah and the whatever, I could right click and I could save that to the library, and then it would be available for me. You can do the same thing with your blurbs. If you're going to use the same blurb format everywhere, just pick one of them and save it to the library, and then just pull it in, and then all you have to do is change the little icon and change the content, and you're good to go. You don't have to retweak it every time. So if I save this page to the library, I click on that and it says, what do you want to call it? So in Mary Lou's instance, she might call it product template. So I'm just going to call this image page, and I'm going to save it. And now over here in Divi, I have the Divi library. So I can come over to the Divi library. And I have all layouts. And here's my image page right up here. And so actually, if I wanted to make some changes to that, I could edit it just like I would edit a page. And it would show me, and maybe I want the text in this box to be go up here and change the text font to something fun. I don't know. How about, gosh, there's so many. Let's change it to Anchor. I don't know what that is, but let's do it anyway, and let's make it bigger, and let's give it a color. Let's make it purple, and we're going to save and exit. And then we're going to update, over here. And so now when I go to set up a new page, I'm going to add a new page. Duplicate image page, and I'm going to use the Divi builder. And now I'm going to say load from library. So I can look at that, and these are predefined layouts, and I'm going to show you what I've built for you to look at for that. But add from library, I have the image page, so I'm going to load it. And so now there it is. It's on there, and if I publish this page, then we can go look at it. Won't this be fun? See what that font looks like. There we go. So now the page is there, and then all you would have to do is do your editing on it to change the content that you needed. Any questions?
No, I'm so glad you explained that, because this is like a duh moment for me. I had saved pages to have some templates, but it never even dawned on me to actually save a couple of my call to action buttons. So you don't know how many hours.
Oh, yes, I do.
I spent Saturday night going in and like recreating on every page, putting the same, you know, complimentary discovery call button and things like that. And then I'd make an error and I'd be like, oh gosh, I messed that up. I need to go back. It was a size 2, you know, whatever. Oh gosh. Yes. You just. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to save you some more time.
Awesome.
Okay. So let's go back inside. And let's go back to, now we're in edit the layout. So this is the layout right here.
Mm-hmm.
And wonder where you do that.
Like it never dawned on me to just save one little bitty portion. I don't know why, but this is gold.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Let's do it this way. Let's suppose we want to save this image formatting thing. So we formatted our images with the border and all that, and we're going to save that to the library. And I'm going to call that image. And I'm going to say, make this a global item.
I wondered what that was.
Okay, so hang with me on that, and then I'm going to save it and add it to the library. So now you see how it's green?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's go back to our other page, our duplicate image page, and I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to get rid of this image.
Okay.
And I'm going to insert from the library. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I have this image that's green that we set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now when I save this, that image is going to be the same as the other one.
Oh
right?
my goodness. This is so good.
So let's suppose that I decide, you know, I really don't like that green hover color.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to have just this. I don't like that one either. I like this one, but I'd like it to be more transparent. These sliders over here, by the way, if you pull them down, can you see how it's like makes it more transparent?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do that and save and exit. And now let's update the page. And when we go back to our original image page, Whoops. Now it's, I didn't want to do that. I've lost myself. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Is anybody else super excited? I'm just laughing at how many times I redid things the other night, and this would have been like an hour's worth of work instead of 5.
This is still that's still not the way I wanted it. Okay, so let's edit this page because I messed it up. Sorry. Taking you on a wild goose chase. Let's get rid of this one.
Seems
and let's
normal to me. Seems normal to me.
And let's add it from the library, and let's do this. And now let's save it. And so because this is a global image, this is going to be the same one as the other one, but it would have been if I had just, saved it anyway. So let's look at this page.
And what does global mean?
It means that anywhere that, because I didn't save it. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to the Divi library.
Like when it's global, can just you see it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on you. It's global, site-wide on your website.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's this image.
That's a hot mess. So I never clicked that, but okay, that's
Okay, so this is save and exit. So this should be all saved and ready to go, which means that on this page, because I've chosen that one, it should have, it did. See, it changed the overlay. So if I go into this edit layout.
that hasn't showed up yet.
Huh?
We had a delay that didn't show up yet that you changed.
I'm sorry.
There it is.
Okay, I'm back in the editing that Divi module thing, and I'm going to change it one more time. I'm going to change. Let's change it to a heart, and let's change the color to some kind of an annoying light pink. Save, and then I'm going to update. And now when I come back out here, remember we have the blue. If I refresh this, if I thought crossing my fingers would help, now it's pink and it's got the little heart on it. So everywhere that global module gets changed. So in Pamela's case, she's got those call to action buttons. If she wants to, she looks at it and she says, I just really want to change this. She doesn't have to go find all of them everywhere on her website. She can change it once, and everywhere she's used that global template will pick up those changes.
Wow.
So are you saying, Susan, that this is a way we could say if we design I don't know if I'm using the right word, but we design that main header look when people first come to the homepage, and then we want to carry that same top part over to every other page.
Yep.
We would save that, whatever that section is, and then we would just copy it on each new page as we create it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And if you have things that are going to change often, let's suppose that you changed your header image seasonally. So you had, your website is Seasons of Life. So in the spring you've got a background picture that's got tulips and all, and summer you got a beach and all that. So if you saved that header image to the library and used it on all of your pages, then you'd have to go into each one of those and change the image. But if when you saved it, you said, make this a global image, then you could just go in and edit that global image and take the tulips out and put the beach scene in, and then it would take effect in all of the web pages.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission right there, I think. And somebody keeps dinging me. You'll just have to wait. Actually, can I answer a text? Sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to answer a text here real quick. Okay, all right. Okay, any questions on what we've done? Or any other applications that you can think of? All right. You may have noticed if we went to add load from library, there's a whole bunch of different templates that you could add. And how would you ever know what template to use? I mean, you'd have to go look at all of them. So I did that for you. I have this page called Divi Templates, and I will put the link in the Facebook page for you. And these are the different templates that are included in Divi. And there may be new ones now, so I probably should go back and edit this. But it says click each link to see what the different templates look like. So I'm just going to pull this to a new window so we have more room. And it's going to open them in new tabs. So give me just a second here. Okay, so this is a page with dual sidebars. So this template is all already set up with different sidebars and different columns and stuff that you can add. This is a page that just has a left sidebar. That's so 90s for a website. And a right sidebar with different columns in it. And this is just full width, which is what we normally use now. Here's the home page portfolio template. So we've got a title up here. And if you use these templates, then you can just go in and you could add whatever you want for your own content in them. homepage corporate template has an image and then about our company, and then it's got some, you know, percentage marker things, and here's a little bar chart, and these are cool. These are called, I think they're called tabs, but you can actually add information on different tabs and have it all nested right in one area. And then here's some little blurbs and something purple and frequently asked questions. These are things that open up. Pretty cool. And then I think these are probably testimonial boxes. And then the home page, the extended template. Again, here's a bunch of blurbs, different sections. This was a graphic that slid in, different columns of information, some kind of timers, blurbs, more blurbs, 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 and more blurbs. You know, different backgrounds. So, so there are just some options for you that are already formatted. And one thing that you can do, you know, if you decided, you know, I really like the way they have these blurbs set up, you could go into this, you could edit the page. And this is the core features thing. So let's go down and see if there's a call to action, text, images, number counters. Here's the blurbs. So what could you do with this if you wanted to have a row of blurbs formatted the way they'd formatted them?
Could save that section to your library?
You could. You could right click on this and save it to the library. You could also just copy it and then go to your page and paste it in if you just wanted to use it one time. So you have several things that are already pre-formatted for you that you can play with and use and look at. So again, I'll give you the URL to this page. It's just divibootcamp.com /Divi-templates. I'll put that in the on the Facebook page. So if we wanted to, you know, to look at any of these, if we wanted to see what else they have in the library, there's a contact page, an about us page, about me page, whatever. You could just start a new page and pull one of those in and look at it like this. I'll do that for you. Let's get rid of this and come back here. Okay, let's do edit page, new page. Start a new page. And enable the Divi builder and load from library. And let's see what their coming soon page looks like. So I'm going to click load. And we have all of these pieces, these chunks. So if I want to see what that looks like, I can preview this draft. And there it is. This site is coming soon. Sign up to receive updates. Contact us. And it's got a timer for, you know, when it's going to be live. So there's all sorts of things that are already pre-made for you. And yes, I could have shown this to you at the very beginning, but the teacher in me says it's more important for you to know how to build it before you start just grabbing somebody else's stuff and using it.
You're such a math teacher, Susan.
Such a math teacher. Yes, I am. Okay, any questions? Anything that you need to look at on your screen? Or go over?
I think what you just shared answered my question that I'm thinking it through out loud. I guess what I've been wondering is, how long should a page be? You know, how many of those like rows and sections and all that jazz is ideal, you know, as we're building our pages?
You know, the answer to that, like the answer to so many other things, is it depends. It needs to be long enough. I mean, how long are your legs? They're long enough to reach from your body to the floor, right? And that's different with different people. So it depends on the content of your page. So for example, if you guys ever saw Kim's marketing momentum page when she was advertising to fill that group, it was pretty long. It had videos and it had testimonials and it had, you know, what it's all about, and it had a pricing table and a lot of different things. Testimonial pages sometimes are pretty long because there's lots of testimonials on it. As long as you've got content that's related to what you're talking about, then it needs to be as long as you need it to be to cover that. But remember that people are easily distracted. And, you know, you wouldn't want to have like a home page that wasn't cohesive, that had a lot of different sections that were different, you know, different about different things. If you were going to do that, you would maybe put them in like blurbs and link them somewhere else.
Okay, I think what I'm thinking, and you please correct me if I'm wrong, part of the change, like I this summer I did my first virtual retreat. And so the only thing I knew to do on my website was add a new menu and unpublish some of the regular pages and add. So I added about the retreat, and then I added frequently asked questions as another menu selection. And then I added a landing page, essentially, but it said to register for the retreat. So I had 3 different tabs up on my menu bar, where it sounds like in Divi, I could just let that all flow on the same page and be inclusive and not have to have all that clutter at the top.
You could. You could definitely put it all on the same page, or you could have the primary navigation tab might, you know, be the name of the retreat or whatever, and then you could have some drop downs below that. So frequently asked questions, register here, or you could put it all on one page. It just depends on how much content and how it feeds from one section to another.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Good question. Anybody else?
Well, I am still working on, actually I haven't worked on it a whole lot because I haven't had time, but still working on getting a full width band below my header, below my first picture on my landing page. I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen and we can look at it?
We can. I need to figure out how to get out of this.
Okay, while you're working with that, I think Claudia had another question.
I did, but it's not, actually, I had posted it on the Facebook page. You showed us the other day on the footer how to put the copyright sign in. And so my question was, did you register your copyright of your name with, you didn't, you just put.
Anything that you publish on the web is copyrighted. You own it.
Automatic. You don't have to register it then with the copyright thing. You just use that sign. Cool. Okay. Is there a way to check if somebody else has used that somewhere?
Your content?
No, like you put in your footer your copyright sign, then Susan Fleming LLC.
Yes.
Nobody,
So Susan Fleming LLC is a registered
that's your corporation.
corporation
Right.
with the state of Florida.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know because I went online to see and I came up with this copyright registrar thing for the government and all, and I thought, do I have to do that?
Yep.
But I did.
Once you put that copyright thing on your website,
Okay.
then everything there is copyrighted, and if somebody takes it, then it's plagiarism. If you don't have that, then it's assumed to be in the public domain, free for take.
Okie doke. Thank you so much.
Heidi.
All right. Oh. That's not what it's supposed to share. There we go.
Okay. Oh, we were working with this the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, and I haven't gotten back to it. So
Okay. All right. So this is good because then you can explain to me what it is that you want that I couldn't.
explain to you.
Yes.
All right. So if I go into, hopefully this will work. If I go into edit page,
Uh-huh.
I want the Divi edit page though.
Yep. It's there. It's just taking time to load.
Oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Can I go into Visual Builder and get what we want?
Maybe.
That's what I had done before because it shows up differently than it does on the website itself. Okay. Now this isn't exactly how I want it to be either, but there's that, I want the words on that band underneath.
I see that.
I don't know how to get it to show up, and I don't want it that different two-toned green either, but that's okay.
Right. Yeah,
but I don't know how to get it down there or what other tool to use to get a band across there.
Okay. So mouse up over that for me.
Over this?
Right there. Yeah. Okay. So we have blue, green, and that. And then mouse up over the balloons, and that's another blue, green. Okay. All right. Can you exit the Visual Builder for me? Yeah, just click exit Visual Builder right there.
There we go.
Okay, so just go to edit the page. Yeah, and you can right click and open that in a new tab or not. It's fine. Okay, it's all right. All right, so scroll down a little bit. So there's that, the living aligned inventory and the button. That second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what's not showing up, right?
Right.
Okay, so go into the 3 bars on the blue for me. I just want to see what's there.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the background color, and scroll down and see if there's anything else there. No, good. Okay, go into design. And scroll down. Custom padding, rounded corners. Border style, border width. Okay, and you've got the shadow. Okay. Animation. All right, scroll back up to the top. Spacing, sizing, custom margins. Scroll down a little bit to that custom margins and custom padding. Okay. All right. Go ahead and save and exit. And then go into the green one on that. We got background on that also. So click on that, on the green box, and take where the number is, just take that out. Yep. And then click the bucket up at the top. See if it goes away. Okay. Just click the bucket there again and see if it'll go away. Nope. Okay. Go inside the green. I'm sorry. Click the green again. Oh, wait, it had a trash can. Click the bucket and then hover over the green. And there's a trash can. Click that trash can. There we go. All right. And save and exit. Okay. And before we do anything else, go ahead and click Preview Changes up there at the top right corner in the Publish box, and let's see if it'll pick those up. No, it didn't. Okay, go back to Edit Page. And go down to the Living Aligned Inventory box. And scroll down. Nothing there. Living Aligned Inventory. Where are the words for that Living Aligned Inventory? Oh, there it is. Okay. Go into Design. I wondered what Annie Use Your Telescope was.
Now you know.
Now I know. Okay. Scroll down. Text color. So you have it the dark green. That may be the same.
Well, let's try making it white ones.
Yeah.
You write down that number though.
Yeah, you can click on white. Do you need that number?
I just wrote it down.
Okay. Save and exit. Well, yep, you can do that. Why is it not showing? That is so weird. Okay, well, at least I know now where to find what you were talking about because I couldn't see it. So how about if I just work with that offline?
Okay, that's fine. Well, thank you, because I'm totally stuck. I don't know what to do with it. So.
All right. Anybody else?
How do we add like a color bar as a separator if we move down the page? You know, we don't want words or pictures or anything on it, but we want to delineate that as, okay, now we're flowing to a new thing.
We could just add a new section and make it full width and fill it with color.
I've actually done that, and there's a thing specifically for that. It says divider. I think, and then you can pick the width on it.
Good. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good deal.
Like when you fill your box or whatever.
Okay, you want to stop sharing?
That's what I need to do. There it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I'm like, where is this? Yep.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any other questions, then I'll let you go out early from class. But you did so good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too.
No office hours this Thursday night.
Okay.
I'll see you again next Tuesday.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
To you. Happy Thanksgiving.